Yo, sup it the Yarb. I've been hearing some questions in regards to my austerity model, and while I wanted to keep its fate secret, I feel like it's doing more harm than good right now to do so. I'll keep it slightly vague and quite brief, but there is more in the works for this model, and train break variants are coming, albeit not for the J94, which I will elaborate on later. I initially planned this pack as just the NS8800s, which, I quickly figured, would be a waste of a very nice model. I don't like tooting my own horn, but it's my best work. It makes sense, considering Hunslet Austerities are my favorite machines. Full stop. I wanted to do the 8800s first, as, to put it bluntly, we have basically no Dutch Steam NTS, and I'm one of very few people actually making it for the game. One of the main things I wanted to avoid when working on this project was scope creep, wherein I'm wanting to do too much with the model and end up completely burning myself out on it. One of the ways I've tried to mitigate this is sort of drip-feeding the release of the variants. 8800s first, then the J94s, and then the final pack. I figured this would be the best way to go about it, and for the most part this has been true. I of course knew that I'd get the inevitable questions, why did you not make such and such, and why are there no vacuum variants, etc. I've been dodging these questions for the most part, or just blatantly lying and saying I'll never do them, because at this point I am very aware of my reputation for not finishing things very well, thanks ADHD, and would rather keep people in the dark as to what's happening instead of making a promise I can't fulfill. Now, for the question regarding train breaks, a couple of people have asked me at this point why I haven't made any austerities with train breaks, and the reason is twofold. I've not made any variants that have had them. The 8800s just straight up never had them, and I don't have enough reference for specifically 8826 to do it justice, and the same goes for J94s and 68078. In that one's case, yes, it has vacuum brakes, but there's only one picture of it online, and its overhaul isn't finished, so, again, I can't do it justice. Why haven't I done such and such? To put it quite simply, I either haven't gotten around to it yet, don't like the engine enough to pull through the modeling and texturing stage, or I don't have enough reference images. An issue was also raised somewhere in regards to reskinning. My unwraps have been called unreadable, and while I do partially agree, this isn't without its reasons. Unwrapping a model is a strange, complicated process that requires choices to be made. Do I either make the textures clear and readable for reskinners, but sacrifice file size and optimization, or do I do the opposite, and make it a very densely packed UV, where you can't tell most parts apart, but have fewer textures and loads much faster? I chose the latter, both to reduce the download size and to spare my poor SSD's space. There's a lot of projects on there with very large Substance Painter files. But, in order to mitigate this, I am completely open to helping people reskin. Just hop on my Discord server and simply ask me if I could help finding so-and-so part. I'll gladly hop on Blender and point you in the right direction. Seriously, reskinners are part of the backbone of this game and I want to help y'all. Speaking of which, you're allowed to reskin my stuff and release those reskins without having to ask for permission. You just don't include the geo files. Now, I think I owe it to y'all to give it a little teaser for the next austerity pack, so here's a cheeky little screenshot. With that, Yarb signing off. Adios.